Okay, we are recording.
Okay. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to differentiate between shoulder motion and spinal motion. And we're going to do that using two things. What's called the cat and the cow, and what's called the push-up plus. So I'm going to cat and cow first. So like a Halloween cat, here. And when we get here, because we want to emphasize the breath, we want you to take a breath in, hold, breathe out, breath in again, hold, breathe out. And then we're going to go the other way into the cow, where I drop my belly and try and pull my chest in this direction, like that. And then we're going to do the same thing. So now we're going to focus on holding the exhale. So it's going to be breath in and breathe out. Hold. Breath in. Breathe out. Hold. And the reason that we're holding during these different times is that exhalation is this motion, spinal extension, so meaning that you're kind of bringing the chest forward, and inhalation is going the other way, where we're bending the spine forward. So we're doing that same thing, and you can do this in any position, but this is a great position to start in. So again, just a kind of quick review, round, and then I take that, when I round, I'm really thinking about engaging my abdominal muscles, and I didn't say that on the first one. Hold, and then breathe out. And you can even direct where the breath is, meaning like if I touch you here and say try and breathe into that upper back, and then breathe out, and then I could say, okay, I want you to breathe here, and you're going to breathe into the lower part of the lung, and you can do the same thing going the other way. So I kind of do that same thing. And the one thing I also didn't mention when I went into that first cow is that we don't want the neck to do that motion. You see what I'm doing? That, called the chicken neck. You want to try and keep this upper two vertebra nice and long, so it looks like this. And then I take that breath in and breathe out, hold. And as you're breathing out, you can do the same thing where you kind of say, okay, I'm going to breathe into this lower part of the lung when I breathe out. And then I can do it into the kind of behind the sternum. And it'll kind of focus where that motion is happening. Okay, then the second part of this, and you're going to kind of struggle with this a bit in the beginning, and that's totally cool, is where the shoulders are. So here, I'm dropping my whole torso down, and I'm letting my shoulders slide up on my rib cage toward my spine. And if I go the other way, this is the plus part, where I'm trying to pull my shoulders down. But during this part, I'm trying to not have it so I move my spine at all. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay. So now the next part, and you're going to have a couple choices about what props you're going to use to get into this position. But if you look at my heels, they're kind of together and my knees are kind of wide, and then I'm going to bring my butt back. If you feel like that's too much pressure on your knees, you'll scoot this guy in there, and then that way you're going to let it. And so here, we're going to take and we're going to do two different things. And for me, I actually need this to kind of help me. And this pillow's a little bit too big. I'd like something that was a little bit smaller, so that's good for me, because this is kind of letting me round my back over the pillow. That same thing about inhalation, exhalation. This is the inhalation place where you can get more motion in the lungs. So you're kind of going to be here. I'm just trying to kind of let my spine bend that way over the cushion and just kind of relax and kind of hands at the sides. And I don't know if, can you see my back moving when I take that breath in?
Oh, yeah.
So we're just trying to kind of reinforce that bending part of the spine, increasing the spine's capacity to, to inhale. Then we're gonna go and we're gonna do a reach where we're gonna kind of be focused on opening the sides up.
Okay.
So same kind of positioning, except now I'm not as rounded, but I'm gonna open up this right side, and to open up the right side, I'm gonna walk my hands over to the other side, and then I don't know if you can see this, I'm trying to breathe so that I'm bending my spine this way.
Okay.
As I do that. And it lets me open up those intercostal spaces between the ribs. And you'll stay here for 10 breaths, really opening this up. And as you go up and down, as you breathe, you can say, okay, I'm going to try and breathe into the lower lung.
And so are you taking deep breaths or just normal breathing?
No, you're taking a nice, you're trying to really open this stuff up. And when you get here, you're going to feel it. You're going to be like, oh, that feels good.
Okay.
And then you'll do the same thing to the other side. And I think that's a good amount of stuff to start with.
Okay.
Okay.
So I should turn this off.
You can turn it off. Yeah, turn it off.